From Mr. Big choosing chaos over stability, drama over peace, and fantasy over reality, here's why Big never picked Miranda, even though she was probably the best woman in his orbit. Let's start with the obvious truth that fans refuse to admit. Big saw Miranda as his drinking buddy, not his soulmate. Their chemistry was built on witty banter, brutal honesty, and those moments where Miranda would cut through his nonsense with razor-sharp observations. But friendship chemistry doesn't automatically translate to romantic sparks. Think about their interactions throughout the series. Big felt comfortable with Miranda because she didn't make him work for her attention. She wasn't playing games, wasn't creating drama, wasn't sending mixed signals. For Big, who thrived on the chase, Miranda's straightforward nature made her feel more like a sister than a potential partner. But that's exactly the problem. Big didn't want honest advice in a romantic partner. He wanted excitement. Miranda represented everything stable and logical in his life, which sounds great on paper, but felt boring to someone who got his thrills from emotional roller coasters.
Hey. You alright?
No, I'm not alright. You two are crazy to get married. Marriage ruins everything.
The truth is, Big valued Miranda's friendship too much to risk ruining it with romance. He knew she deserved better than his on and off commitment style, so he kept her in the friend zone, where he could have her stability without the pressure of being a better man. Here's what really made Big uncomfortable about Miranda. She didn't need him at all. Miranda had her own successful law career, her own apartment, her own opinions, and her own life that functioned perfectly without male validation.
Client will easily make up for any escalated legal fees that they incur.
So it's win-win.
It's totally win-win, Tom. And what's more, based on...
Kevin, I'd like you to run with this from here on.
But it's Miranda's case.
Actually, it's the firm's case, and as senior partner, Is there a problem?
I don't know. Is there?
For someone like Big, who was used to women orbiting around him, Miranda's independence was intimidating. She wasn't impressed by his money, wasn't waiting around for his attention, and definitely wasn't changing her plans to fit his schedule.
Hello?
Hey! Where are you? I've been waiting here forever.
Well, didn't you get my message? I left it on your machine like an hour ago.
No, I didn't call home. Is everything all right? I thought you were dead or something.
No, I'm fine. I'm at Big's.
You're at Big's? You and I are having dinner tonight.
Well, he got this veal.
You blew me off for a piece of politically incorrect meat? Your relationship is exactly the same as always.
Right now.
You know what? Your relationship is exactly the same as always. It's all about him.
Could you put Miranda on, please?
Enjoy your veal.
Big thrived on being needed, on being the center of someone's universe. With Carrie, he always knew she'd drop everything for him. With Miranda, he'd probably get voicemail because she was busy with an actual career and real responsibilities. This independence that made Miranda so attractive as a person made her less appealing to Big as a romantic interest. He wanted someone who would make him feel important and irreplaceable. Miranda already felt important and irreplaceable all by herself. The irony is that Miranda's self-sufficiency, the very thing that should have made her more attractive, actually pushed Big away because it challenged his ego. He preferred women who made him feel like their savior, not their equal. Let's be brutally honest about what Carrie offered Big that Miranda never could. Chaos, drama, and the constant validation that comes from being someone's entire world. Carrie wasn't just a girlfriend, she was Big's personal soap opera.
I am such an idiot!
What the
I'm running around town in a beret, buying your greasy food, and you don't even care if I'm in your life.
Would you calm down?
No, you know what? I am so tired of calming down. Fine, go to Paris, and then what happens to us next year when you decide you just have to go to Brazil?
This isn't about us. This is about work.
No, this isn't about work. This is about us getting closer and you getting so freaked out that you have to put an ocean between us.
Where Miranda brought stability and rational conversation, Carrie brought uncertainty and emotional intensity. Big was addicted to the highs and lows of their relationship because it made him feel alive in a way that healthy relationships never could. Big didn't commit to Carrie because she never gave him a reason to. One viewer perfectly summarized, but Carrie never did that. She tried to be quiet and cool.
a mess. I never should have come here. Everything fell apart. We had a big fight and then I got slapped.
You got what?
No, he didn't mean it was an accident.
He slapped you?
What? No, it's not like that.
I'll kick his ass.
What? No.
All right, what room are you in?
I'm not telling you that.
Miranda would never give Big the satisfaction of being rescued because she didn't need rescuing. She handled her own problems, made her own decisions, and lived her own life. For Big, who had a savior complex disguised as romance, Miranda was too mentally healthy to be interesting.
Steve, no. Why would you do that?
Why not? Women get breast implants all the time.
Steve, trust me. I've been to the area, and I swear to God, I wouldn't know if you had 1 or 4.
But I know. Every time I look down at my nuts, correction, nut, I look all lopsided.
Women don't care. We care about nice arms, great eyes, big dick. I have never once heard a woman say he had such a big, full scrotum.
The fantasy element is crucial here. Carrie represented everything unpredictable and exciting about love. The butterflies, the uncertainty, the grand gestures. Miranda represented everything mature and stable about love, partnership, support, and mutual respect. Big chose butterflies over partnership every single time because he was emotionally stuck in adolescence, where love equals drama and calm equals boring. Even if Big had been mature enough to appreciate Miranda, their timing was never right. Throughout the series, Miranda was focused on building her career, dealing with her own relationship challenges, and growing into the woman she wanted to become. When Miranda was single, Big was obsessing over Carrie. When Big was available, Miranda was with Steve or dealing with motherhood. Their lives moved on parallel tracks that never quite aligned at the right moments.
Sorry, I'm late. I was shopping for a stroller. I shouldn't even be here. I should be out doing all the things I'm supposed to do before the baby comes, and I'm unable to leave my apartment ever again.
Like what, jiu-jitsu and off-track betting?
Like buying a crib. Evidently, I'm to go to Crib World because it's a whole world of cribs. I guess Crib City wasn't big enough. Why isn't there a store called This is the Crib for You? And they just have one great crib and they deliver it and assemble it and help you raise your child.
You don't have a crib yet?
No, Charlotte, I have a job instead. I'm sorry, but when am I supposed to find time to prepare for this baby? I don't have a vague idea how I'm gonna do any of this.
Big's emotional immaturity meant he was never ready for what Miranda had to offer. By the time he might have grown enough to appreciate her stability and intelligence, she had already moved on to someone who valued those qualities from the start. Miranda's emotional growth throughout the series took her in the opposite direction of Big. While he remained stuck in his patterns of pursuing unavailable women and avoiding real commitment, she learned to open her heart to genuine love with Steve.
Hold up. Forget those wimpy little ones. Wait till you see what I got here. Look at that, huh?
I love you. I love you, Steve. I'm sorry, I should never have said that. It's just that I love you and I f***ed everything up and now it's too late. I'm sorry I'm doing this. I'm sorry. Please don't look at me.
I love you too.
You do?
I mean, come on.
What about Debbie?
I know, but Miranda, you're the one.
The timing issue wasn't just circumstantial, it was fundamental. They were on different emotional trajectories, with Miranda maturing into someone who deserved better than Big's emotional unavailability. But here's the real plot twist that fans are finally starting to realize. Maybe the question isn't why Big didn't choose Miranda, but why Miranda would ever waste her time on Big in the first place.
Look, I need your advice. You three know her better than anyone. You're the loves of her life. And a guy's just lucky to come in fourth.
Let's look at what Big actually brought to the table. Emotional unavailability? Check. A track record of stringing women along for years? Double check. The maturity level of a teenager who thinks grand gestures can fix fundamental character flaws? Triple check. Miranda was building a legal empire while Big was playing games with people's hearts. She was learning to be vulnerable in healthy ways while he was running away from any real emotional intimacy. She was growing into a woman who knew her worth while he was stuck in patterns that would make any therapist rich. I can totally appreciate her just losing it with Carrie. One fan perfectly captured it. Big was poison to Carrie's happiness, and the others could do nothing to stop her going back for more torture.
7 winner!
Okay, you won. Now let's go find Samantha.
But I'm winning!
Well, that's why you should leave now.
I don't want to leave. I think I'm gonna pass. I got pay-per-view in a frozen Milky Way waiting up for me in my room.
What? A minute ago you were bouncing off the walls.
This is what I'm like nowadays. I stop for a minute, I have to lie down. Good night.
Think about what Miranda actually needed in a partner. Someone who matched her intelligence, respected her independence, valued her opinions, and was ready for real commitment. Big failed on literally every single count. Big wasn't emotionally safe enough for someone like Miranda. She needed a partner who could handle her success without feeling threatened, support her ambitions without trying to dim her shine, and love her strength instead of trying to break it down.
Connect part C with bracket B and both 3.
Okay, now you're not even making sense. That can't be right. Connect part C to bracket B using bolt 3. Hand me bolt 3. Aren't you gonna point out that you were right?
Nope. You got 40 pounds on me.
The truth is, Big was intimidated by strong women, but also bored by weak ones. It's an impossible standard that says more about his issues than about the woman in his life. Miranda was too smart to waste years trying to fix a man who didn't want to be fixed. Let's examine Big's actual relationship pattern because it reveals everything about why he and Miranda would never work. Big was attracted to women he could save, control, or keep guessing. He thrived on relationships where he held all the power. With Carrie, he was always the one with more money, more experience, more emotional distance. He could swoop in to save her from financial problems, relationship disasters, and her own poor decisions. It made him feel needed and important. Miranda would never give him that dynamic. She saved herself, solved her own problems, and didn't need a man to validate her existence. For Big, who measured his worth by how much women required him, Miranda's self-sufficiency felt like rejection. Carrie projecting onto Miranda as if Big didn't disrespect her time and time again. Okay, girl, another fan nailed it.
You marry some 25-year-old girl after only 5 months?
I did not string you
Okay,
along.
yeah, right, fine, that's right. You didn't string me along. You know what? I have to go. I have a headache.
Okay. Here.
Or don't help me. Don't you help me. These steps are very dangerous.
Even his other relationships followed this pattern. Natasha was young and malleable, someone he could mold into his ideal wife. The other women we saw him with were either impressed by his wealth or dependent on his approval. Miranda was neither. This pattern reveals something crucial about Big's character. He was fundamentally selfish in relationships. He chose partners based on how they made him feel, not on who would actually be compatible with him long term. Miranda would have called out his selfishness immediately. She wouldn't have spent years waiting for him to grow up or hoping he'd change. She would have seen through his charm to the emotional immaturity underneath and walked away. Here's what's beautiful about Miranda's actual love story with Steve. It shows us exactly what she deserved all along and why Big was never worthy of her. Steve loved Miranda's strength instead of feeling threatened by it. He supported her career instead of competing with it. He grew alongside her instead of expecting her to shrink for his comfort. I feel Miranda is behaving the same way as Steve, one viewer observed. In initial episodes of season 3, like how Big was to Carrie, I feel it's some way similar, yet I somehow am not hating choosing Miranda like I felt with Big. The contrast is striking. Where Big ran from commitment, Steve embraced it. Where Big played games, Steve was honest about his feelings. Where Big made everything about him, Steve made their relationship about them. Miranda's relationship with Steve proved she was capable of deep, lasting love when she found someone worthy of it. She didn't have commitment issues or trust problems. She just had standards that Big could never meet. This is why the timing argument falls apart under scrutiny. It wasn't about timing, it was about compatibility. Miranda and Steve found each other at the wrong time too, but they made it work because they were actually right for each other. Big and Miranda could have met at any point in their lives, and it wouldn't have worked because their fundamental values were incompatible. She valued growth, honesty, and partnership. He valued control, drama, and being the center of attention. So why didn't Big choose Miranda? Because he recognized, consciously or not, that she was too good for him. Miranda represented everything he wasn't ready for: emotional maturity, real partnership, and love without games. But the deeper truth is that Miranda never really wanted Big either. She was polite, she was friendly, but she was never really genuinely interested in him romantically. She saw him clearly for what he was: a charming but emotionally stunted man who would never be able to love her the way she deserved. The real question was never why Big didn't choose Miranda. Big didn't choose Miranda because he couldn't handle a woman who didn't need him, didn't chase him, and wouldn't compromise her standards for his comfort. Miranda didn't need to be chosen by Big because she chose herself. She chose her career, her growth, her standards, and eventually a man who was actually worthy of her love. In the end, maybe the real question isn't why Big didn't choose Miranda, but why would Miranda ever choose Big? She was always the prize, and she was smart enough to know it.